You know those days where you have so much running through your mind that it feels like things are falling out of your mind? That, my friends, is what we call cognitive overload. And today I'm going to give you 5 tips on how to overcome it so that you can be more effective in your business and feel at the end of the day like you really accomplished those most important things. Thanks so much for joining us on our channel. If you haven't done it yet, please subscribe and hit the bell notification so that you can get notified every time we release new content. I'm Amy Walker, Client Acquisition Specialist, and my job is to help you find the simplest path to consistently acquiring your dream clients. You guys, I have a lot on my plate. I run a business. I actually have a second business. I have 5 kids. I'm actively involved in my church and in my community, and every single day my mind is going in so many different places that if I let my mind run the day, I would just bounce around from task to task to task like a chicken with my head cut off, feeling frantic and stressed and overwhelmed. And at the end of the day, I would feel like a big fat failure because I didn't get anything done. Can you relate to that problem? I feel like it's really common for us as entrepreneurs. And today in this video, I'm going to share with you a little bit about what cognitive overload is and how to avoid it. So when you end this video, you're going to be more aware. You'll be able to catch yourself mid-frantic and do some readjustments so you can have more days where you feel like you just killed it that day. Have you heard of cognitive overload before, or is this a new topic for you? Go ahead and let me know in the comments below. Let's start off with a quick description of what cognitive overload is. We have 3 types of memory. We have our sensory memory, we have our active memory, and we have our long-term memory. Sensory is what takes in all the senses around you. This is the colors that you see, the smells, it's the feel of your clothes against your skin, it's the temperature. There's so much information that your brain is constantly taking in, but if you had to pay attention to all of that, it would overwhelm your active memory. And so your brain does a nice thing for you and it filters a lot of that stuff out. Your active memory is what you're working on right now. It's the tasks at hand. So right now, I am making this video and I'm causing myself to focus on it. If my brain was also thinking about, I wonder if the kids got put in bed on time, or I wonder if that contract came through, and I'm thinking of all of those things at once, then I can't be effective and present with you. That's the active memory. And then we have long-term memory, which stores the things that we've deemed important that we want to remember. So when we look at cognitive overload, it's that active memory having too many things it's trying to focus on at once, and it can't hold on to all of the information. So stuff starts slipping off of our mental plate. And that's where we drop the ball, that's where we forget, that's where we start to send an email and then we don't push send, or where we think, didn't I tell you that? I told you it in my head, but I guess I didn't tell you it in real life. If you ever have those types of situations going on, I promise you, it's hurting your efficiency, and we want to be better in our businesses. So let's take a look at my first strategy for you, which I call the brain dump. This is a document that I use every day. Now, if you're a morning person and you're fresh and have great ideas in the morning, I recommend you do your brain dump in the morning. But if you're a night owl and that's when your brain comes alive and you have all the ideas, I recommend that you do it in the evening. But what I do is I come through and I brain dump all of the things that are on my mind in all of the critical areas of my life. So I have on here a section for taking care of me. I have a section on here that has to do with my faith, with being a wife, with being a mother, my business, what I'm doing with writing, managing my podcast, and I just brain dump everything that comes into my mind. Then I go through and I delegate, I delete, I reschedule. So I'm gonna look up my list and I'm gonna see which things someone else can do, and I'll delegate those. Then I look at which things just really are not important at all, and I will delete those. And then I look at what things there's no way in heaven I'm getting it done today, so I don't even need to spend any mental attention or energy on it. I'm gonna reschedule those for a different day when I can actually do them. Once I've got my list whittled down, then I go through and I put in my 6 most important things. And this is where I'm going to choose what are the tasks that will happen that day. So for example, maybe today I am going to do my sales call. Maybe today another most important thing is finish sending out book to beta readers. Maybe another most important thing on here is my prayer and meditation time. Maybe another important thing on here is let my kids know they are loved. But I'm gonna go through and I'm only going to pick 6. There's magic in this because your active brain can only hold on to 7 things at once. So if you've got a list mentally of 20 things you need to get done, you're gonna jump between tasks and be inefficient. Whereas if you choose 6, which is under that load, you can get those things done every single day and it feels amazing. And you've chosen the highest value items, so you're actually getting the important things done. The next thing I want you to do is really watch for distractions. Be aware of them. Distractions are so dangerous to our productivity, and they come in many forms. As a mom of 5 running a business from home, there's a lot of distractions. People that need things, they're interrupting. Neighbors will ask for stuff. The dogs start barking. It starts to rain and I have to bring the dogs inside. I mean, there's so many little interruptions that can happen each day. And that's not even including all of the business things. A client texting and saying, I have this problem, I need some help. And my first response is, well, I need to drop everything and help them. Or I've got, notifications popping up and I'm in the middle of doing a task and I see an email come through that I feel like I need to jump in and answer right now. Or even having up my communication channels with my team like Slack or Marco Polo. Those types of distractions are killers to efficiency. And it is like burdening that mental load. It's burdening your active memory because instead of focusing on your 6, all of these other things are trying to squeeze their way in, which then pops out those critical important tasks that you just decided on. So be very conscientious of distractions. My next tip for you is to give yourself mental breaks, especially when you get to that point where you feel your brain starting to jump from one thing to the next really fast. It's like your brain can't decide what it needs to focus on. Have you ever had that where you go into your office, you sit down, and all of a sudden you're like, there's so many things I'm supposed to be doing and I can't seem to figure out which one I need to start on right now? That to me is a sign that my brain just needs a break. And so I'll do things like lay down and take a quick power nap, or I'll do a guided meditation, or I'll do some yoga and some stretching, or I'll go on a walk, or even just sometimes going and getting the mail or going and getting a drink of water. But your brain does need breaks throughout the day. It's not a marathon runner. It needs to be able to work and then rest, and then work and then rest. And when you allow yourself to do that, it's going to keep you focused on those 6 most important things, and it's going to keep your active memory from getting bogged down. Then after you give your brain a break, the next thing you're going to do is go back to that 6 most important things list and just refocus in on what those critical tasks are that you need to do. Now, if you're listening to this and you're thinking, but then how do you ever get all of the other stuff done? I just do. It's this amazing thing how those squeaky wheel items always get done because other people will remind me that they're not done. And I, out of a sense of duty and obligation and wanting to be responsible, I get things done for other people. But where we sometimes struggle the most is getting the things done that matter the most to us because no one's nagging about it. All right, let's recap what we've talked about here. We've gone over our explanation of how our memory works, what cognitive overload is, and then we've given you 5 different strategies. Number 1 is the brain dump. Number 2, your 6 most important things list. Number 3, minimizing distractions. 4, giving yourself a brain break. And 5, getting back on track and coming back to that 6 most important things list anytime you need to throughout the day in order to refocus. If you would like some support in being able to get more done while having more peace in your productivity, I invite you to join my 30-day Get More Done challenge, which is designed to give you peaceful productivity. So it's pretty perfect for this video. The link is down below. Thank you so much for watching today. I would love for you to subscribe to the channel so you can get notified every time we release new content. And if you haven't done it yet, please head over to our private Facebook group, Acquire, so you can get connected with our community of awesome entrepreneurs. Thanks so much, everyone.